Good evening. Thanks for joining us here on WHKY News. I'm Fentress Fountain. Beautiful day on Lake Hickory. As you can see, nothing but sunshine. It's been another scorcher, unfortunately. Well, if you like the heat, then you loved it. Temperatures in the upper 80s and even fluctuating in the 90s at some points. Tragedy has struck in Watauga County. It has now been confirmed that 2 officers passed away as a result of the nearly 13-hour-long standoff. As we have learned more about the tragic quadruple fatality out of Lenoir, where 4 people died as a result of gunshot wounds, all related. Over the last few months, I've had 3 different families reach out to me in reference to cases where they say their children or grandchildren are being placed in homes with their abusers. And despite tons of evidence presented inside the court, they are not being removed from these situations. Lenoir-Rhyne University has made it a requirement for students this year to receive the COVID-19 vaccine before they can return to campus. I'm here today because a student has organized a protest. Aubrey Hallman, a rising senior, has told me how she felt about the school's requirement.
It wasn't fair because, for one, we were very much put on the spot. They made the decision the day after a lot of parents had submitted the deposits for their students to go for their first year.
You can hear protesters chanting, "I can't breathe," in honor of George Floyd. He was killed just last week, and since then there has been unrest across the country. But here today in Newton, it has been nothing but peaceful as the protesters just gathered along with the police chief in front of the courthouse, in front of the police station. Here's what some of them had to say. Soy Fentress Fountain, estoy aquí con Marisol Rodriguez. Ella es semifinalista en la competencia Miss Health and Fitness. Venció a miles de mujeres para llegar a este punto. ¿Cómo se siente?
Muy bien, muchas gracias Fentress por el interview.
Hi!
Hey.
Thank you so much for joining me.
Oh, it's my pleasure. You're excited.
I am very excited. I've been watching Madea growing up, as a lot of people in my generation have, and I heard, just to start off, this will be the last Madea movie. Obviously, Nobody's Fool that we're talking about today is not it, but you mentioned on the Good Morning America interview several days ago that the Madea family funeral is the final chapter for that. Please tell me the reason behind that.
I just don't want to be her age playing her, but listen, I'm hearing all the cries from everybody who feels like she's a family member, so we'll see what happens. She
is. Yeah. Madea is my grandmother. I mean, that's everybody's grandmother, so. But what do you hope people get from this, from you as an actress? What do you hope they take away seeing you in this role?
Well, you mean the message or my work?
Both.
Well, in my work, I guess you gotta really go there.
Based on the pandemic, what has it been like in the midst of everything that happened, last year and still going on this year? What is it like working as an actor during this time? It is pretty cool. As you can see, I am holding a giant crayon that I can't wait to draw and scrabble on this paper with, but I'm here with the artist himself, Hunter Spiegel. Have you ever had an event like this in the Hickory area?
No, this is, to my knowledge, the first ever seaplane fly-in on Lake Hickory.
Now, you always think that you've done everything, and then you realize there's so much more to life like this, like a seaplane that I've never actually ever been on. So, y'all just made my work here. Thank you. I'm Fentress, and I'm here with Miss Chelsea Crane, Zumba with Chelsea. And we are in Hudson right now, and she is actually going to give us a quick 8 count to do, because since all the gyms are closed due to COVID-19, we need something to do to keep our bodies in shape. Okay. Yeah! Yeah, you did! Over the years, obviously, I just talked with the coach. He said, y'all keep it fresh all the time. What is it like every night performing for the crowd and keeping them up to speed on everything?
It's fun because every night we in a different city.
And we're back, still reporting from the hot air balloon, and let me tell you, this is probably the coolest story I've ever done. From start to finish, it's a process from mapping out which direction to go, rolling out the balloon, heating it up, loading in, and of course, taking off.
Don't let the fear of heights stop you from going, because I'm afraid of heights. I'm serious. I've always been afraid of heights my entire life. I can't do a 2-story building. Can't do it.
A flat balloon.
There's no sense of height.
You're watching the FPC channel. Thanks so much for tuning in. And this week, our guest is Miss Dana. You may have seen her on WHKY, but now she is joining me on the FPC channel, and she is cooking today, so we're in the kitchen. What are you cooking for us?
I'm gonna make something delicious. Today I've got on the menu a little Italian chicken stir fry.
Oh yeah, we jealous people. The movie may start filming in September, but filming and post-production could take over a year, so be on the lookout for the movie to hit theaters in 2021. And if you happen to see some Hollywood-style cameras in the Hickory area, you know that's because our little city is now making some big moves in the industry.